Hello my brothers. Today I want to talk about the mistakes which hindered my progress in my weightlifting journey so that you can learn from them and become even sexier. This is because I love you and I want to help you in your journey as much as possible. And because I'm a YouTuber who needs to watch the entire video, I always put the most important for last. So you better watch till the end, you godfish brave motherfucker! Now let's get on to it! First of all, we're starting with a classic one, ignoring nutrition and rest. They're quite possibly the MVPs, maybe even more important than training itself. But why is that? Well, they're literally what makes you able to become stronger and have the energy for your training. As you train harder and harder, the body will need food to replenish the energy, so the calories and especially the mass you burned. So without enough nutrients, you won't be able to grow and might even become weaker. Let's explain why with an example. Imagine your body's house, that your training builds your walls, etc., while your foundations are nutrition and rest. Now tell me, how could you build a house without its foundations? That's why you need good and enough food, so that your body will be able to give you back the energy you spent, so that you'll be able to use it again. Of course, people cut down some muscles, but that's because they have moved before and grown them before you put it wet. In fact, while you're cutting, you'll most likely not progress on lift and might even get weaker, because you're eating less than what you need, which will also burn away muscle. On the other hand, if you're eating more than what you're burning, your body will store the excess energy as fat, which, as shocking as it is, will make you fat. And also, if muscle tissue is broken down when you train by breaking down the protein it's made out of, how do you think it'll be able to get stronger if you don't give it back the protein it lost? So what would be a proper nutrition? Well, it depends on your goal, but whether you're cutting or bulking, you always need to make sure that you're eating at least around 0.8 to 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight, or 2 grams per kilos, because it will give your muscles the nutrients that it needs to regrow. Then to bulk, simply eating a slight calorie surplus of around 300 to 400 calories above your maintenance calorie level, which you can find by searching up a calorie calculator, which I'll also put down in the description. While to cut, you'll have to eat in a slight calorie deficit of around 200 to 300 calories. And for the love of God, eat whole foods. I don't give a damn that you can get your protein and calorie intake by eating fast food every day, because that just won't help, because it's not only about consuming food, but consuming quality food. Now rest, but why is this important as nutrition? Well, that's very simple, though I'll have to get a bit scientific here. During sleep, many proteins like testosterone and other ones responsible for muscle growth are synthesized to then be given to the body, but most importantly, the later growth hormone is made, which is what is responsible for every kind of recovery, from bones to muscle tissue, which is the one that is broken down through exercise. So now tell me, how could your body function properly and grow if you don't give it the time to literally give you what is responsible for your growth? Now, an sleep for a teenager would be 8, if not even 9 hours of sleep per night. Although another important thing is certainly the circadian rhythm, or more simply, your sleep routine. But why is it important? It's because most growth hormone is produced during the first 2 hours of sleep. So if your body gets used to create it at around 11 PM, if the other day you could sleep at midnight, you don't think that it skipped the time to make the growth hormone and produce less. So you must have a consistent sleep routine. Instead, we're talking about a training week. You want to give your muscles 48 to 72 hours of sleep of rest between the sessions where you get to training again, so they'll be able to fully recover and perform at their best. Now, a big one if you want to do failure or just be free from injury, and actually make your muscle grow, is by performing correct reps with a full ROM. But first of all, what is ROM? Well, it stands for range of motion, and it is the maximum limit a muscle or joint can be moved, and it is crucial to make it full so that you stimulate the most muscle growth. This is because all exercises make your muscle grow by stretching them to the limit, which is something that is not possible if a full ROM isn't performed, because your muscle just won't be stretched enough. But we also have to think that performing a complete rep on an exercise for a specific muscle group means that it's that muscle that needs to do the exercise. Why I mention this? Well, let's take as an example the bicep curl. Because many times people want to feel better about themselves by lifting heavy weights, something called ego lifting, they'll often pick a weight too heavy for them but still perform the rep without a full ROM. This means they stop with a bicep curl around the elbow, or even cheat the movement by swinging with their body to give themselves momentum to get the dumbbells up. This would then put less stress on the muscle, because it is being held by all these other factors. So don't be a bitch, use other weights, but actually perform good quality reps, so that your muscles will do all the work. And now, a common and important mistake is not training to failure, which is performing a set of again exercise until you can no longer perform reps with good form. Although I want to give a quick disclaimer before talking about this one. You should only train to failure after you already trained for around 1 to 2 months, because your body just won't be ready for it if you train at the start of your journey, and you may even risk injuring yourself. You must first learn to perform those movements correctly and gradually take all your steps to failure and learning what true failure is, which by the way is not putting the dumbbell back down when you're starting to feel tired, but it's when you literally cannot move the dumbbell anymore with good form. In fact, if a personal trainer has just given you a training routine as a beginner, you will see all the exercises have a set number of reps. So first learn to perform a proper rep with good form, and then understand how to train intensively. Now let me ask you a question. Why do muscles grow? Well, it's pretty easy. It's because they need to get bigger and stronger to handle the pain and struggle of the next training session after the one they experienced last time. Now let me ask you another question. If your muscles don't ever feel the struggle and are given a reason to grow, then why should they grow? If every day you were punched by someone, over time you'll learn how to dodge the punch, but if hopefully you aren't punched every day, then you probably won't feel the need to learn how to dodge. Okay, maybe you're learning for self-defense or something, but you know what I mean. The point is that if you don't give your muscles a solid reason to grow, so even the hell, means that they just won't grow. To train to failure, one technique I found is to position a gun pointed at your head that will shoot if you leave any reps in, which also gives the idea of what true failure is. Of course, if you are trained to failure every single session, you must also give yourself enough time to recover, or else you'll just end up hurting yourself. So like we said before, space the same sessions, eating the same muscle groups, at least 2 to 3 days apart from each other, so that your muscles will have fully recovered. The next piece is going to talk about are extremely important if you want to see any kind of growth in the gym. Those will be progressive overload and track your progress. Believe me when I tell you I could have improved at twice the speed if I implemented progressive overload in my routine when I first started training. But first of all, what is progressive overload? Well, quite simply, it's the process of making your workouts harder and harder by mainly adding more weights to your sets, or sometimes even adding more reps or sets to your training and many other examples. But let's focus on increasing the weight. So how do you know when to increase it? Well, I use rep ranges. Let's say you're doing dumbbell curls for 3 sets of 5 to 12 reps with 14 kilos. Maybe right now you're only able to do 6 reps, but as long as you're slowly adding more reps, so maybe next week you'll be able to do 7, then it means you're training correctly. Then when you're finally able to do 12 reps, you increase the weight to 60 kilos, and the cycle continues. But why do you have to do this? Well, this is because your muscles adapt to the pain you're putting them through. If for weeks you've used 10 kilos dumbbells for the same amount of reps and it's been pretty easy, then that means that your muscles have adapted to that kind of stress. That's why you need to up the weight each time you reach your rep goal. This is again what we talked about earlier, muscular failure. If your muscles see a reason to grow, then just what? By putting that continuously in other situations, it will ensure that they grow continuously. And lastly, the other important mistake hindering your progress is not keeping track of your workouts. I mean, how are you gonna know when to progressive overload if you don't remember your performance last time? How are you gonna know that you have to excel 6 reps on a dumbbell curl if you don't remember how many reps you did last time? Tracking progress is crucial and it made my gym gains absolutely skyrocket. This because not only is able to tell you when to progressive overload, just because word is crucial for building muscle, but also if you are stuck on some exercises to understand what is going on and what needs to be fixed. Maybe you're stuck because your form is bad or because the weight is too heavy, which are things that maybe you weren't able to notice before because you never stopped to ask yourself if you're actually making any progress. So track your workouts, dang it, because it will also motivate you to keep going and not worrying that you're doing something wrong. This is because muscle building is a slow process, and many people might get discouraged when they look themselves in the mirror and feel they still look the same way, and might quit. But because you know that maybe you haven't changed a lot but you're still making progress, then you know that the gains will arrive, that you just have to wait a little longer, which takes us to a less mistake, not being patient. You have to understand one thing in this journey. Muscle building is a slow process which takes a very long time. You can't possibly expect to see progress in the mirror every day because that's just not how it works. It's a gradual process. That's why consistency is the most important thing to be focused on, because only by training consistently you will get results. And you must never compare yourself to others, especially on social media, because you never know for how much they've been training, and most importantly, because everyone's body is different. Maybe yours grows slower while the body of someone else grows much faster. Maybe you're more genetically in your pecs but not in your back. We can't change who we are or the body we've been given, but we can use the tools at our disposal to make the best that we can, instead of complaining at the cards we've been dealt. And that's it for today, my brothers. Hope this video was helpful to any of you who felt lost in your journey and we didn't know where to start, because I know my younger self will benefit a lot from this video, and I hope you will benefit from it too. So thanks for watching, remember that I always believe in you and to never stop growing!